I'd like to talk a bit about a video that a fellow intactivist named Moe Love recently posted. For those of you who don't know, Moe Love, he has a YouTube channel, is an intactivist, I believe, in the Austin, Texas area, and he is a one-man intactivist army, an intactivist powerhouse. He is out there protesting all over the place. I knew that he was onto something. I've known about him for about a year, probably a year now, and I knew his style. He was onto something even then. He goes out to non-intactivist related events, specifically the First Fridays down there, which are they're adult. Everybody's running around drinking, I think. It's sort of an adult affair. But he goes out there and he protests circumcision and provokes a lot of responses. And I thought that was very powerful, which is sort of similar but a bit different from my idea to protest at public schools for maximum penetration and maximum shock and outrage and penetration into the population. We also protested at the 4th of July events. Actually, one of my favorite quotes in all of intactivism comes from him during one of the 4th of July protests. People are telling him to go away, and he responds with, "No, I'm not going away. This country doesn't deserve to have a party until we deal with circumcision." Powerful. Anyway, this recent video is of him. He's doing something similar, but he's doing it with a different, more provocative style in a way. He's got a big sign, I believe. He records all this stuff with a body camera. He records all of his interactions with a body camera, and he's captured some very interesting stuff on camera. People engaged in every logical fallacy in regard to circumcision, some female medical students sort of mocking him. Well, what do the nerve endings mean to you? To a guy actually attacking him on 2 separate occasions a while ago, and then a different guy attacks him in a video he posted just now. He gets back at him, though. He maces the guy. People debate about whether we should strike back in instances like this. People aren't going to get any more alienated. People already, they don't empathize with us. So the sort of Martin Luther King, civil disobedience thing, that's not going to work. They fear men. So if somebody attacks you like that, fucking go after him. He maced me, pepper sprayed him. Anyway, back to the original video. He's out there with his sign, like he has, but he also has a sound system, maybe a megaphone or something, rigged up to play on a loop the soundtrack of the screams of infant circumcisions. This is powerful. I was actually going to say that we should be doing something like this. I had a video, an entire video already recorded of how to rig up a megaphone for external audio input. Maybe I should post that. A lot of megaphones already have an audio jack, some don't. And, you may need to hack one in. But this is amazingly powerful. He has a new take on it, which he actually talks about in the video when some guy tries to start debating with him. He's like, nope, no, I'm take the, if you want to learn about it, take the card, but otherwise I'm not going to engage. It opens me up to all kinds of vitriol and attacks. Just putting it out there is enough to send all these people into a tizzy, where you don't even have to debate on it. And that's another thing about the power of a school protest. You don't really have to be out there engaging in the fine points of the circumcision debate. All you have to say is the word circumcision. Because at the end of the day, all of what that has to happen is one kid to pick up on the word circumcision. Mommy, what's that word? Circumcision. What does that mean? Mommy, why do those people have a picture of a naked baby with blood all over his penis? What's going on? That's all that has to happen. The power, it's like a spring that's all wound up. You don't have to supply the energy. All you have to do is go in there and do a little snip. Right? A little snip. And the spring flies apart with all the energy. And oh my word, people could end up getting decapitated, cut in half when the spring detonates. But the energy is there. You don't have to be the energy. The taboo. The circumcision taboo is the energy. Shove it in their face. This idea of his, of America can't have a party. America shouldn't have a party until we deal with circumcision. It sort of gets back to what I was saying earlier. Pour some sand into the gears of civilization. Make life unlivable for people until they address circumcision. We want a national awakening. We want a national revolution. A national intactivist revolution. Another idea that is sort of related to this is It's another idea I've been thinking of for a long time. That truck, that moving van that drives around at the AAP protest and at the protests in Washington. I don't know if they take it around when Bloodstained Men does their tour of hospitals, but they do it at least at those two locations. It's like a white moving truck or delivery truck, and it has images of men often holding baby pictures of themselves with quotes of, I did not consent. I did not consent. I like the idea in general. People don't empathize with adult men. I thought a better use of the space would be to have a flat panel monitor, or maybe a projection monitor, or something. I mean, we can, for goodness sake, we're smart people. We can figure something out. Where we play actual video of infant circumcisions on loops, and with a sound system rigged up, so people, with the screams, shove it in people's faces. Moe Love, what I'm getting at here is Moe Love is like a prototype of what I want to do. It is what I'd like to see on a national scale taking place in microcosm right there on Moe Love's channel, right there in Austin, Texas. So, think about that. Dissect this. Talk about it in the comments. Tell me about it. We'll have a conversation. We've got to hone our arguments and think about what we're going to do.